That's some kind of crazy logistics. But logistically here, Sprout, they're going to have to start very strong because they're on the T side here on Ancient. We've seen how CT-sided so many of these maps have been throughout the tournament.
Almost immediately slacks off the bat. Super aggressive. He's actually going to progress straight in with the rest of the team in mid. Can be a bit of a shooting gallery, though. They do have the utility to create some space. And that smoke in mid is ever so important. Otherwise, they're simply just sitting ducks.
Well, let's see where they're going to be quacking to. At the moment, it is straight past that big old cheetah on the wall, in through cave, and looking to set their sights on B. Not too much damage thrown so far, but it is going to be quad control, and Speedy with that deep smoke is looking just to get a little bit more map control before GODSENT set up for the retake.
Smoke and flash hit for the retake. This is on for GODSENT. So they're going to need to be methodical as to where they choose, when, and how they use this utility.
Just 5-on-5 in such an awkward situation. They even spotted, but it is going to be a four-man swing. That's looking good for Sprout for now. Taco, though, late on the flank. He's got the kit to play with, but 8 HP. Man's going to have to hit some sharp ones to do it, and it's not going to happen. K locking down the first round of the final series for Sprout.
That was going all the way for Sprout. If it wasn't for Barton, who did pick up a triple, that would have been an absolute blowout. Sprout had so much map control. They had the sight. They had all of the spacing needed to trade too, so that made things so difficult for GODSENT. There wasn't really a lot of options, and they just took far too much damage while trying to retake.
Into number 2, though. You're going to send it. Riles with that Mac 10 to play with. Sprout, of course, have the superior buy, but GODSENT, they bought up as well, backing themselves with the Deagles. Couldn't do it with the default pistols, so the upgraded ones might work. Sprout, however, really just flooding all the way through lane.
Making sure to not to overcommit here, as those Mac 10s, you would suspect the impact frags. They're going to just push on through. I mean, just keeping possession here at B lane. Slacks is just on point. He does have at least an insurance policy. Farvan has been so impactful on that B ramp. We saw him. Oh, Phelps does now Slacks, but here we go.
Okay, starting to hit some sharp ones. Speedy able to trade, and just when you think GODSENT might be in with a shot, Sprout at least trade back, get those refrags, and a whole lot of control here on the B side, but they still need to plant. And while they've taken a second or two to get that bomb planted, GODSENT already starting to go for the two-pronged retake. Let's see if they can connect with the Deags.
A lot of work to do. Okay. Keeps control of B ramp for the moment, so the task only increases in difficulty here for GODSENT. And the spacing of the utility is just going to stop them getting into together. Barton, that is crisp.
Faven sending GODSENT away. A sharp shot. Could have had GODSENT a W on the cards, but it did not happen. And Sprout able to fight for a second, keeping 2 rifles alive and looking to keep Barton far away from those rifles. So he's just going to be carrying that Deagle across into round number 3, where Sprout are looking like they should be a shoo-in. Okay, starting to hit some sharp.
He's looking so sharp with that pistol. Oh, it's just all too difficult, though, to retake in that situation against Sprout, who do a great job in the post plant of making sure they keep those crossfires up at all times. However, just another pistol round to come here for GODSENT as they just get that economy on track. Really not having a lot of success as they would have wanted on the early stage, but this is Sprout's map pick for a reason. We know both these two teams don't shy away from Ancient, and I think it's safe to say that Ancient is the most played map here at the conference stage of ESL Pro League.
Yeah, it'd be pretty close if it isn't exactly the most played, but Taco, how's he going to fare here? Just hiding at the big box at that back of sight. 2-man push in through cave is going to get the numbers advantage. However, nice line can be found by Spitty onto the back of sight. Barton, I thought he might have cracked a couple of noggins there, but he's going to get his own cracked instead. Zeus in the corner and Demau hoping for a push through. Phelps spots some info and Slacks crossing into Shrine now and flash over the top. He's going to be slowing the CT push even more so. Lado, he's got that Mac 10 to play with, so money could be on the cards, but the route he's chosen looks like he might not find anyone.
Just the spacing of utility again, keeping GODSENT at bay for the retake. And more importantly, not taking any individual duels. They're happy to sit back, play off angles on the post plant. And that's why they're retaining 4 guns after this. Now, Lado, he's not even going to have a chance to use that MAC-10 to farm some money. But nice clean round here for Sprout. And just to follow up on that stat, Mac. Now, Ancient is the most played map here at the conference stage of ESL Pro League. So that's interesting heading into the season of Pro League. But if we do go to the 3rd, only then will Inferno share the honours of being the most played map, with both being played 13 times so far. So right now, Ancient's been played 13 times, Inferno played 12.
Let's see if we go deep to 3. For now, though, Sprout off to a very good start for the series, coming into this as the underdog, making that Cinderella run through the lower bracket. And looking to prove everybody wrong. Ancient, good place to start, Faven. Hunting for damage through the wall bank. Lato deep at that back of quad, looking to stop the push towards site. GODSENT going to go for the 3-2 split for the moment.
No pincer on mid, though. Through. Okay, they are waiting out Spitty. But they will take control after some early utility exchanges. But neither team really interested in holding mid and contesting it. They're happy to play it in the mid to late round, though. So that will make things interesting as those smokes start to fade. Taco's just sitting here. Zoom out. He's popping out a donut. He's able to find the trade. Needs to be careful, though. He doesn't want to be taken a 1-for-1. K is going to respect the smoke.
Shot's not quite connecting there. But it is going to be the bomb retrieved. House control is there as well, and Faven just going to be throwing the objective back and looking to be this aggressive lurk to try to split in towards B. 40 seconds on the clock, and Phelps, he's cleared out lane, or at least he thinks he has. Big flank in through T-spawn, so he should be able to catch a time, and if he does come back towards B, Lato, the only man here for GODSENT to try to get this info.
A lot of time here to go towards B with 21 seconds now on the clock. Smokes will come in. That'll space Lato out. And should be able to get the bomb plant here unless Lato decides to contest. Oh, that's nice.
A very crisp shot in to stop that bomb from going down, and now they need to get it planted. Fighting for control, Faven. There's that aggressive lurk. We spotted out before, but Phelps in a 1-on-3 is not going to be able to make things happen for GODSENT. And it's Sprout 4 on the board very early here.
Interesting to note the change in roles with Faven in that aggressive mid lurk. In the previous Ancient map, we saw him playing just that aggressive B ramp or just aggressive entering. And what he did was created a lot of space for his team to then operate on the back of that. However, here, he is simply the thorn in the side of GODSENT. The rotate was cut to pieces. So we see early contest for mid. Sprout are going to clear the way. They're not overcommitting numbers, though. They don't want to be stopping that utility damage potential. But look at the push coming through from A. They're going to meet with Spitty.
Oh, yeah, in just a second as well. Spitty spots it. Goes that defensive molly. And he's got that control. GODSENT, after being spotted, looking just to reposition. Trying not to allow Sprout to take advantage of that knowledge. Ooh, Demauer in the corner. It's a solid position to be in. However, this MAC-10 at this range, you'd almost back it, especially with that Deagle nerf coming through. Oh, doesn't go for the hard clear, and this could be Knife City. But Ral's happy with the $600 instead. Molly into CT to stop this push from coming through. Faven can't react in time, as Barton going to be able to find another on a K. That big damage from the nades at the start of the round, having a little bit more impact, but Lato and Phelps now in a 2-on-3. Just trying to play spoiler with the pistols. I'm not too sure if it's going to work because Slacks is posted straight on this line. And Lato is just going to be another number in the tally.
They're not putting up a lot of numbers here, GODSENT. That's actually starting to really hurt them. I mean, look at Barton too. He's probably one of their better performers. A lot of his frags have only come through pistols. Same with Phelps.
Yeah.
So GODSENT are not having success here on the gun rounds. Only really the pistols where they're taking 2 to 3. And that is why they are just struggling to maximize their time on CT side.
Something else I noticed before as well is they are staying mobile with their setups. Like, no one is the dedicated, you know, A anchor, B anchor, mid player. They're sort of just rotating around, just very, very fluid. And what I did notice is Barton had a very sick flash, which enabled that pick at mid, not last round, but the one before. So he's sitting there at A, flashes over the top of house. Everyone that's in mid is fully blind for Sprout. They only managed to convert it into 1 kill, but it could have been so much more.
That's interesting to know. Wonder if that'll come into play later on, maybe in a mid-round, where we do see Sprout. They don't take early contests in mid. It's usually more of a passive play, or they take B lane control first, which enables them to then take the rest of the map. This is the first gun round where we're seeing a lot of utility come out. Taco on that AWP. Dumao having impact almost immediately. Farvan goes down. So contesting cheetah is potentially going to be the key here for GODSENT, but Sprout almost immediately are going to send numbers through mid. This could get ugly quickly.
We've seen them throw this smoke as well to wrap through a few times so far here in ESL Pro League. But it's not going to work as well this time. Ral's, though, going to be flashing himself forward and looking to bring this one back. 3-on-4 scenario. Taco connecting on the line, and Ral's not going to be able to fight for himself now. Spitty in 1-on-4. It started things nicely, but Demau close to trade. Connecting there with the AWP, and GODSENT finally cracking that first round on the board before it gets too late.
Now, they do drop that second AWP. They're not going to run a double AWP setup here on CT side. They do have impact, though, and I think that's probably what they really lacked. As we said, this was the first gun round where we saw GODSENT actually start to make impact with these rifles. Now, it was on the back of Sprout putting a lot of emphasis on mid. They didn't necessarily have the chance to clear out all of these crossfire angles, and that's why they were cut to pieces. As very passive approach here from the mid presence, but Phelps has just gone so aggro on B lane, and he is going to be supported by Dumao. However, he doesn't need to step through the smoke.
Happy with the numbers advantage. However, Ral's just speeding up the middle instead. Barton solo towards A, and he could be in a bit of a pickle. Things speed up there at A main for Sprout.
Just a single smoke over onto A as they just look to entry on the map. Now, this could be a really key lurk here from Riles in mid. He's just looking to clear out Donut. If they take Donut, that makes their entry onto this A bomb site even more deadly. They can plant with confidence, knowing that they are covered. However, I feel as though Barton, a lot of angles for Riles here to check, and he reveals his position. It is a bit awkward.
Just coming around the corner nice and early. A little bit of a Pinocchio through. And it's Phelps, the only man here towards the A side of things to try to save the round. Has the advantage, holding. Is now almost gets another. Lato actually expecting that late lurk from K. So we're back to a 2-on-2 situation.
And this is where the post-plant positioning is going to be key. Look at the shift from Riles here. He has gone all the way for the lurk, and he will flank them. That could be key. All that needs to happen here is Spitty buying time.
Speaking of time, how good is this? Ral's slowly shifting his way forward. They know that he's not on the bomb for the moment, and Ral spots the first and spam for the second. Big clutch on just 12 HP for Sprout.
That is a rattler for the economy of GODSENT. They can't buy into this. So they spent so long just trying to fashion themselves a gun round. They get it. And now it's not a hard reset, just a soft reset of the CT economy. Timeout taken by Sprout. And on the back of a big clutch win, that's not a bad move to just stabilize the nerves, stabilize the comms too, because they can get a little bit clouded if the team is certainly hyped up. But the economy tracker here just shows that both these two teams really had a lot of investment in round 7. That was a really key round. Obviously, what we saw play out was both teams just buying absolutely everything they could. And it was just as much on the line for Sprout too, so they're going to have to rebuy on the back of that clutch. However, their economy is just so much better than GODSENT.
Let's have a quick conversation as well. Raz, he had a very rough day at the office yesterday. The rest of the team definitely putting him in their backpack and carrying him to the final series here in the ESL Pro League conference stage. But he's definitely lifting his weight today. One clutch already in the bag and a big couple of rounds now. But speaking of aggression, it is going to be Sprout trying to smash their way in towards lane K, falling as well. And that's going to be the bomb in the hands of the CTs.
Now, Slacks does not take a shot. Not revealing his position. Super aggressive on B lane. That collapse from GODSENT does net them results. Phelps with that MP9 really did make things difficult. Now, Farvan, he had a lot of success on B round previously. He was flattened by 5-7, so no chance to have any impact on this round. And Molly Tick is surely going to be heard by Slacks. He knows there's someone close. Shots through the smoke, go in favour of Lado. And now it's all on Spitty.
Well,
he has the power of position through B, but he's got to collect that bomb map.
and what he has is armor. Look, Phelps does too, but he's only got 16 HP. Lato and Taco could suffer from a little bit of aim punch. Nade comes through, and the CT's fully aware. Phelps, how's the timing on this wrap? Lato taking contact, and it's a locked down second round for GODSENT as they hit them with the eco.
The perfect reply from GODSENT. Just aggression on the back of that timeout too. How many times do you see it? T-side takes a tactical timeout. CT side almost immediately up the ante. They stop them being able to just stage any kind of strategy.
Yeah.
And it proves to be super effective for them. They are going to run the double AWP setup though. So we're going to see Taco and Lado on the AWP. Previously we saw Doomau to great effect, but haven't seen him pick it up once today. So really is just a question of who's feeling it in this GODSENT roster. You can look any which way for it.
Yeah.
And you've got an AWPer. I think that's a really handy thing to have. But it does change the dynamic of the team from round to round. So that could be difficult to manage. But Sprout putting all their eggs in this A basket. They do have those hero AKs to try and break in.
Two players close to Donut here. Barton able to fall back in if he can't find this pick. Initial contact not going to be taken as the smoke comes through for Sprout just to enable this bomb to go down. Two AKs to play with, and let's see if they can be put into positions to succeed. Slacks very far forward here in Temple. Looking to play the corner, jumping. See you later, Spitty Taco. Don't hit his high form now. Phelps pushing his way in as well. And it looks like it is just going to be the flood back into sight. Faven, though, able to find one with the Deagle. Raz as well, starting to chime in with the big flank coming through from mid. Slack still unspotted. And close range, Ladder gets it done with the 5-7. Everything getting a little bit awkward as Faven just going to be playing around in the smoke now. Raz falling, and there is time to get this defuse off. A successful retake, but a sketchy situation after Sprout managed to hit some sharp Deagle shots.
That was difficult for GODSENT because they had to just expose themselves to so many angles in that retake. They didn't really have that control of Temple, which made things quite difficult. But when they did eventually gain control of Temple, they were able to make that retake work. So as soon as Slacks was removed, that opened up the entire site. And GODSENT find an important third round. The economy from Sprout means that they can't buy into this. Yes, they got the bomb plant. Yes, they got into that A bomb site, but they didn't get the round that they needed.
Ooh. Well, Spitty, he wants a bit of revenge from that shot from Taco last round. And he has found it. 3 body tags at that range. Taco going to be kicking himself for missing those shots. Doomau pushing forward. He's going to find mid-control, but no T's there.
Phelps just missing the timing on that smoke spam. Could have been interesting. These Deagles, they're making it work.
Raz really making up for yesterday at the moment. You can tell that Sprout want this W. And Barton, he's going to be standing in their way. One bullet onto Spitty will do it. But he has to find the line here, Barton. Again, missed opportunity and a nice read from Spitty, who holds his ground nicely. Phelps able to find another kill. That's going to close down the round as well. Ladder taking the head off of Spitty. And it's 4 on the board for GODSENT. But I'm already getting a little bit worried here, Jim, because Sprout have 6 on the T side. You know, I guess GODSENT, they're trying to just figure out how to get back into the game. We did enjoy seeing them on the T side yesterday, though. I think they weren't too bad. I remember most maps being that 8-7 at the half, right?
Absolutely. They were quite a solid T side, actually. But honestly, for GODSENT, Barton seems to be that get-out-of-jail-free card that they keep having to play in a lot of these rounds. It was looking difficult for them. They weren't able to find anything up until that triple from Barton. It was just the Deagles doing damage, just knocking on through. Dominoes were falling for GODSENT. Enter Barton, who stabilizes things and wins that round. Still retaining his double AWP set up for GODSENT. They've done a good job of just making that work in their favor. But these pop flashes coming through from Sprout, this methodical approach to taking mid, GODSENT need to be wary of that. Or wary of that, should I say, as we get a bit weary here.
Slacks. Surely that barrel spotted. Doomau ready for the swing. He's going to cop some damage, though. But again, GODSENT with this 2-man advantage. Very well positioned just to trade one another. Spitty. Man's just going to be holding a main there. Faven, though, the proactive one of the bunch. Going to make his way in through window, but again, the offline going to be held by Taco, and he's expecting this flank.
They're doubling up in Donut too. That's the power of position. But they do utilize that utility to take the jewels. However, they're just going to try and double peek Spitty here.
Oh.
This is... Here we go. Cirque du Soleil style.
Ooh. Almost works. Rals, he's going to become another victim as well. And there it is. 5 on the board for GODSENT. I liked the creativity with that jump peak. Unfortunately, Rals was just a little bit too late on the peak to trade. Didn't work out. But GODSENT going to be happy as Larry. 5 alive at the end. Just having to refresh the utility.
That's exactly what they need at this stage. Just stabilizing things. You're right. They've got a lot of utility now in their back pocket. They've got kits. They're freshly fueled for retakes. But this is early utility in mid. Is stopping GODSENT momentarily. GODSENT, it feels like it's been a while since they got a bomb plant, and that's hurting them. They haven't been able to enter into these bomb sites. GODSENT are doing a good job of just making them guess with these. You know, they had success with those collapses on B lane. I haven't seen a lot of presence from Sprout there ever since. They've been shy of this, and now they're just going to try and flood through mid. Dumao is waiting with arms wide open. Ooh. However, they do have control of the middle of the map, but still need to head to a bomb site.
And the split is going to be denied as well. Barton holding that A main push through. Taco falling, and that's going to be an AWP retrievable. Let's see how Faven fares with it. Pulls out the secondary instead, and Barton able to hold his ground there in Temple and hold the A site to a T, picking himself up a 2K and a 6th round for GODSENT. So even in the odds, bringing things back. But let's see how Sprout fare for the rest of the half. It was 6-0 at one stage, right? Or 5-1?
Yeah, 5-1. It was a difficult task for GODSENT. And they managed to grind their way back, obviously. This map just favouring CTs. Handy stat too if you've got some of the highest rated players on Ancient. It really has been a stronghold for Sprout. But GODSENT are starting to grind their way back in. Called it the House of GODSENT. Maybe the Pantheon. An Ancient reference, I guess. Oh, Dumao, cheeky peek. Just getting back into Donut. And they're happy to surrender this control, GODSENT. They don't really mind giving up mid. They don't need to contest it.
Dumao going to be forced onto one side here of Donut. Sprout looking to hold the ground, and it's almost worked out. The trade will come through at least. Ooh. And Rals, he's going to find himself a second now in a 3-on-3. The bomb is just going to be holding bottom mid for the moment, waiting for any B-site aggression. And Dumao, he's just max chilling in the corner, ready for the next round.
Both teams have just pumped the brakes. Look at the CT hold. It's so deep. They need to take control and maintain control of their own rotation paths.
Well, Phelps has a big job to do here from Big Box, going back to the safer position here in Temple. Crossing just in the nick of time, though, but it is just going to be the pincer coming through. Rals holding W just early enough to find a timing and flashed off the line, but Taco, balls of steel just to hold it. He's going to start to edge forward as well. Double AWP retake. Lato coming in from Temple. Who's going to be taking first contact here? Slacks. He's close and ready for the swing, but that shot, it's taken just enough attention. Slacks missed opportunity, but it's going to be the very expensive AWP battle. Ooh. Taco hits his no-scope, and things get messy for Sprout. Now Taco just going to be holding this defuse, the tease. They swing in time, and Rals, he's managed to make it work, but Spiddy will come through to trade. Swinging early on the tap and catching Lato with his pants down. Sprout finally ending this streak of rounds from GODSENT and getting a 7th on the board.
They've been able to build a relatively decent economy though, GODSENT. This round was fashioned on the back of Rals. He finds the double here. He presses on into that site. He then continues by finding the defuser in that situation, and that is just gold for Sprout. So they do take some losses, as I said, GODSENT. They're still able to buy with relatively healthy utility, and that is a round that Sprout desperately needed to break that momentum and also just edge themselves back ahead on that T side of Ancient. This is really important for them to continue going ahead with this streak. GODSENT, if they're afforded that space, these are one of these teams, GODSENT, that they really do have that grind set, if you want to put it that way. They play each round as it comes. Strong mentality. And I can think of very few times when I've seen them be dejected in the way that they play.
Well, out in the open, it's a perfect flash to set up Riles. He takes that mid control again. Demau trying to change the pace, but it has not worked for GODSENT. However, it's going to be more pressure put onto Lane. Phelps looking for that 2K, but he's just barely missed it. And now Lato going to be left extremely damn alone, straight in the middle of B here.
Does get some spam damage actually onto K. But he's putting all his eggs towards that ramp. There's no way he can hold this bomb site. If he can get the flank and push back around, he might be able to disrupt what Sprout are trying to do on his T side. But Slacks is just sitting there with a watchful eye. I don't think he's going to expect the close angle. Oh, actually he does. They have full control of B if they wish to take it.
Oh, but Taco going in behind Riles, who probably thinks he's had full mid control. But now needs to just draw a whole lot of attention. But with that molly, man's just looking to escape. And now is Riles' time to strike. He's heard the jump, he's heard the footsteps. But is Barton going to clear the corner? No. Sneaky little lurker. And it's just Taco to look to save the AWP.
But yeah, and they never had the money to be able to afford to go for this. Never had any sniff of player advantage. So Sprout, you just get the impression that they have steadied the ship and are now back in the driver's seat for this half. I mean, at this stage, the loss bonus from GODSENT too is certainly not going to be healthy here, and I don't think Taco's even going to save that AWP. No, Spitty, the speed walking champion. It's going to be an awkward last round of the half for GODSENT. They did a good job. They strung all of their rounds seemingly, in succession. They got 5 in a row.
Yeah.
After early success, but Sprout, they've just been so methodical. They've just been so patient, and round after round, they've been able to get themselves into this position. So, such a good T side. 9
on the T side as well. That is a tough act to follow for GODSENT in the second. But they've already won an eco this half. Taco looking to go shoulder to shoulder with Riles here, who wants to try to play the gap now. Demau drawing attention from the cutout, and Taco should be able to get in behind enemy lines, which he will. But the flood's starting to come out towards the A side of things. Barton, sharp shot there with the scout. Head taken straight off the shoulders of K, and GODSENT, they can fully set up for the retake. You can see that Barton is happy just to hold CT control.
They don't have the utility, though. That's where things are going to get awkward. They have a single flash and no kit, so they're making it work. They take the jewels. Barton has got to steady the ship. He's looking for more, and that is the half for GODSENT. They deny Sprout entry. Maybe this is enough to turn it back around. We'll be back with the second half after this break.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I could do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming, it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming, it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like
no guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend.
A damn exciting first half already, and Sprout setting themselves up for a very solid map here on Ancient. Going into that CT side, we know what they are capable of. Slack's a little bit quiet in the first half, but we know what he's going to be able to do here in the second when the T's are running at him. Of course, it is 8-7, and GODSENT there on that T side. But are they going to be able to make things work? It looks like it's going to be a fast one towards B.
Didn't necessarily need to have the impact as he will here on the CT side, but you're right. Look at this fast, furious pace here. Straight into the site. Riles, he's smoked out. That's such a deep smoke too. Oh, K's also been binked into oblivion, so Sprout on the back foot immediately. Bomb plant comes in, and the post plant is looking good for GODSENT. If they can maintain a distance.
Look at this. It looks like it might be the four-man cave retake. However, Farvid and Speedy looking to remain here at lane. And they know Demau is still over towards that T side of doors. Speedy jumping across and looking to set Faven up, which he will. Lato and Phelps now just going to be the last two alive as all the numbers going to be thinned out for GODSENT. Phelps now looking for a couple more heads, but he's not going to be able to connect with that Glock. It's Lato to find himself the two-tap, but two CTs to get past. Defuse going to be wrangled, and they're on it. And I think they may just have the time, but it's getting pretty close. Oh, makes it work. 9 on the board, and both pistols going to be found by Sprout.
I'm going to call that retake from Sprout Neolithic. They had the caveman approach.
Ooh. Hit shot.
Me hit shot, good. But Sprout, they get themselves that much needed CT side pistol round. Otherwise, GODSENT might be buoyed by the fact that you know, maybe for the first time, they had the opportunity to lead this match. And let's just see what comes on the back of this quick pause, just to get something right here for these two teams. Oh, MP9s, Famous, Phelps on so far the only one to buy from GODSENT. And they're going to buy him with some Tech 9s, Mac 10s, the Whitlam sampler, call it what you like.
Taco having a chat with the boys and saying, look, we're just going to do that again, but this time we'll have relatively okay weapons. And Barton, he's just going straight in, but it's beautiful flash coming through there. Is going to make him so damn blind. Slacks just trying to play around the pillar, but Spitty already here. And the Famous is fighting together. Spitty and Slacks, the dream team on B.
Oh, lifestyles and the riches of the rich and the famous at B ramp. They're always complaining about how bad the Famous is. But I swear, from what we've seen so far at this conference stage of the ESL Pro League, all of these players are quite proficient with the Famous. And that actually works out really well for them because if they're making it viable, that's always been one of the keys, right? Like if you can make a gun that's relatively cheap, super viable, you're a huge asset to your team in the economy.
It's like some people are really, really good with the glills, and then other people just always manage to draw damn pictures around the opponents. However, the Famous again looking to get right up into the faces of GODSENT here. Deep molly, forcing Barton away for just a second. However, looking for something in through that smoke.
Oh, nice catch, Taco. Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Just going to be an extremely slow round from GODSENT, hoping that Sprout put a foot wrong. So far, Sprout looks structured as anything. I'm not expecting much, but putting some pistols here in Cave is a good place to play from. Nice and close range, but the Famous here. Oh, Spitty, going back for more. And the man is doing a damn good job for Sprout. 14 kills already, Barton falling, Faven. Had a huge day yesterday. But it's Riles really leading that charge. DeMount just lurking here at the bottom mid. He's left that bomb behind, which is going to be found in just a second by K. He's on that huge damn flank. Oh, flick around. DeMount, though, can't connect. And the rifles, of course, reigning supreme. So 11 rounds already for Sprout. Just 5 away from sending us all the way to Mirage.
Such a nice round for Sprout to take too, keeping it relatively clean. Spitty looking to retain that Famous, and he's been fantastic with it. But no surprise as to what's being offered up by Sprout on the CT side, but we do have a faster, more mobile approach here from GODSENT with the 5 AKs. And they're just going to wait out that early utility here from Sprout. Now, this is the difference between GODSENT and Sprout. Sprout really looking to contest mid. They're looking to take control of B lane. But look at this late approach, the late flashes, territory control coming through for GODSENT. And it just pushes Sprout out. But Spitty, he's still hanging around. He's still here. Can't find the third. Doom out. They trade doubles.
Oh. And he could have just done enough there, Spitty. Followed up by Riles, who is hitting everything in his crosshair. Bomb in the open, and Barton not going to be able to retrieve it, going solo, not waiting for Phelps here, so no trade either.
And they have control of the bomb. And they're just going to group up around here. Maybe the double peek here from Riles and Key.
Oh, position spotted, or heard rather, audio cue on that drop from Phelps. Revealed his position, and Riles, as mentioned, not missing much. Allowing his teammate to go first because, I guess, send your better player in second. Allow them to go for the trade. And that's going to be 12 secured. 4 more. All that's needed. And GODSENT, they're running out of time to get anything going here in the second half.
Really been impressed by Riles and both Spitty.
Yeah.
They have been solid so far on this map. That bodes well for Sprout. Of course, Spitty having a wealth of experience with his role in the team. But look at this. Taco just straight on the back of that. Riles, he gets the drop. That is one of the key players out of contention.
He's had enough, and he's got himself an A1S as well, cracking open the A side. He's starting to go, you know what, if no one else is going to get these entries, I might as well just be doing that. Playing spawns going forward, showing this aggression. We all know he's capable of slacks, though. Speaking of aggression, this man's going to start to go forward. Stuck in the corner. Huge flash allows Lato to get another on the board, and his mitts now on that AWP as well.
Going to light a candle for slacks as Lato has control, and that is the signal of retreat for Spitty. As K goes, he should be able to retain his weapon because GODSENT have no intent on pursuing. They want to make sure that their money continues to build. They're also just so far away. But that was a well-worked round for GODSENT. Taco, just hyper-aggression.
Biffing it.
Beat all the utility out. Gets the drop on Riles and just get the sense almost immediately after that. Sprout on the back foot. He goes on to find a second, and GODSENT take that round. So very, very aggressive from Taco. I don't know if that kind of play style is going to be able to be repeated.
Yeah, it's a bit of a one-off. However, maybe that's what they want you to think. Sprout might have to reinvest into a few more mollies there at mid just to try to slow things down. But even so, you know, those smokes to extinguish. Taco, he got there in about 15 seconds or so, straight into Donut. A1 in hand. So if you can't speed things up over towards B, you know that they're stacking numbers in that side of the map, well then just smash A instead. And Taco, a very, very high IQ gamer. He figured that one out.
Soft reset on Sprout too, with basically these rounds being just so to and fro. They've taken quite a few losses, and really it's just that M4 that Spitty was able to save that will remain in play as far as rifles are concerned. Sprout doesn't seem as though they're doing anything different. Spitty with the M4 in mid. Oh, Phelps. Flash timing. Non-consequential. And that is that one weapon out of contention. Oh, he's just...
Did he spot him?
Picked the pocket. I think Phelps has.
I think he saw the gun disappear if he didn't already see a foot, but he doesn't hard clear the corner. Reaction, though, as Riles. He hasn't missed much, but the P250 not working in his hands right now. And Kay looking to punish any over-aggression, but Phelps manages just to fall away.
Just too slow on the trigger, unfortunately. Had the drop on his opponent, but
Maybe
really
looking at his map or something, you never know.
very true. I'm one of those players, a firm believer, you just don't, if you're going to stop and look at your map, don't continue moving forward. Really, only exits on offer for Sprout. GODSENT, no incentive to push here whatsoever. And what I'm liking from GODSENT is that they are grinding their way back in on this T-side. Taco, he's at cubby.
Ooh, but he's got a couple of mates here now as well, but up on the ledge has that high vantage point. But Slack's happy just to keep the Deagle into the next, knowing that that could come in handy if someone did afford an AWP. See if that one comes through, but Dobbs, great round from him there at mid.
Light a candle for Riles.
Well, into round 22, we are going to see Slacks with that AWP in hand. That's kind of what I've been waiting to see. See if it's going to have much impact. It's 4 players from Sprout invested towards mid early. Let's see if GODSENT recognize this and speed things up, but they don't have any players out mid. They might just be going straight towards A anyway.
Straight on in.
Faking it.
Smokes are in. Pushes in. If they can create space here, they might continue, but the bomb is just so deep in mid. They're not committed here. Slacks actually destroys Phelps, so GODSENT. They tried to wait and see what would happen after that fast aggression at A. And this is the problem. They've been caught now as they try and layer this assault onto A. There may be a chance for Lado to lurk out mid, but that's if Doomau can make this T-side aggressive AWP work in his favor.
Gets that extra info on K's position, but needs Lato to pull his weight in this round, both of which are just looking for any form of control, but you can see that Sprout is so ready for the retake.
Yeah.
Got Slacks there in the corner, just holding that CT control, waiting for any aggression, knowing that GODSENT need to be the team to make that first move. Okay, he's going to be swinging on this tap. That's if it happens. Spitty, he hasn't even been cleared here in the corner. But GODSENT fully aware of what they're trying to achieve. Tap comes through and Doomau gets the donut control. Is that going to be enough though? Because Spitty not going to allow that cross to sight. And the time now against Doomau in a 1-on-3. He pulled out the secondary, big through the box. But it's not quite enough to clutch the round. However impressive. And Sprout, another 13-9 leading GODSENT.
Immaculate CT side play from Sprout. They did not want to give any further openings into the round to GODSENT in that situation. They knew all they needed to do was hold off angles. They didn't need to aggress and give the chance for that AWP of Doomau to do the damage and thin the numbers. They were just going to wait. Were they going to plant? If they were going to plant, maybe they would have just progressed toward that bomb site, but they didn't. They waited it out, and they knew that GODSENT had to make the moves.
Again, GODSENT going for this lane control. They know that there's a molly up towards the top of the steps there, and one towards the bottom of that B ramp. So maybe expecting this aggression. Riles, though, falling away at just the wrong time. However, Sprout going to be thanking their lucky stars with that one. However, look at Slacks.
Wow.
Man has just pushed dry down B, pre-scoped, and he's going to be able to find that opening.
The journeyman with the scope.
Here it is. This is what I was talking about before we jumped into the half. Man's feeling it once he does get that big green in hand offline, spotted by K and Spitty. Hoping for a wider line to be held, and K just needs to survive. Great proactivity from Spitty to make this one happen, but Taco, he's got his aim on point for now, and Spitty's in trouble.
In the meantime, Barton's broken and entered into A. He's got an advanced position, so it's 2v2. This duel here, Taco and Spitty, two most experienced players for their respective teams.
Oh!
That's a big one. It opens up the map for GODSENT. Slacks, he's been fantastic, but he will need to be superb to play this 2v1.
Barton has not heard a thing, but Slacks could have caught a timing. They just don't have the info on Slacks' position. And in comes the push. The tap is there. He knows he's got the isolated fight, but Taco, can he find himself the quad? Over the top, he can. He's sharp. He's back. It took him a while to warm up into the game, but he might be arriving just in time.
Oh, the money from Sprout is on the floor. They have been put back with their economy, and that is a massive breakthrough for GODSENT on the back of Taco. You saw it in the pre-match. He is one of the most experienced players in ESL Pro League, and he is vying to go into the group stage with this GODSENT roster, along with longtime teammate Phelps. Been able to lead these youngsters, and that is a round where you lead by example. Whoa. However, Riles, he continues the form that we've seen, and that is a nice opener for Sprout on a round where their money...
What? Oh, my Lord. Riles. Give them a chance, please. Two huge deeks to crack open the eco for Sprout. And K as well. Just going to be holding a nasty line. Almost connects, but he's going to pop a big straight back and almost fall with the spam Lato. Creating space here at B and telling the rest of GODSENT, come on, boys. Let's use it while we have it. And Spiddy, all falling. Is this what GODSENT need to get back in? Lato, advanced position, not going to work as Faven able to connect there with the Deeg, and it looks like the Pistols might just be reigning supreme, but the Molly finishes off Faven, who can't make it all the way to the back of quad.
Totally flashed as well. Just the incentive was to try and get that weapon, that last-minute spread takes him out. So they do have a player advantage here for Sprout, and they're going to double up on the ramp. Doom out. He's got to be fast on the trigger.
Oh, almost the lineup. Almost had to just fire that one shot, but Barton been so damn solid so far for GODSENT. A Sprout able to make the upset happen. K, 11 HP, but he's got the AWP here and almost finds the timing. Wrapping Slacks. He's hoping to hold the push out of K, but he will. A couple of huge headshots to open things from Riles, and Slacks here to finish. Big retake coming through, and the defuse in the last second. Whoa, Sprout, they are here to take that final slot into the group stage.
Riles, my goodness. Yesterday he was in the backpack. Today he is the backpack. That's one of those things, right? Like, as a player, I always live by the philosophy that you either entry frag or you live long enough to see yourself become the entry frag.
Yeah.
And GODSENT now, just wondering what on earth they're going to do with their money. This gives them a chance to talk about it. Sprout take their attack timeout, and we've seen that a few times from them on those rounds where they win a big clutch or a 1vx situation or a big retake. They just settle the team. They settle the nerves. They talk about it.
We'll have a look at this. 1,400 loss bonus to play with. So this round so important, not only to get onto map point, but also just to make sure the finances are in order. Slacks picks up the first here from mid cutout, and that's a solid way to start the very important round.
And just B-lane control being exerted here by GODSENT. They're just going to take some territory. They maintain control of this, and it's a staging area, but you can see that Sprout, they've made no adjustments thus far, and this is going to allow GODSENT to get into this bomb site. However, they got to dismantle this crossfire. Taco, he finds an equalizer, and it's on Phelps and Taco.
Whoa. Taco, he's been pretty sharp in the previous, but he's got to do one better. He's got to go for the old 1-on-4 ace clutch. Molly reveals his position, and Sprout, they are happy just to play off one another. There it is, and 4 alive as well. So everything going as well as possible for Sprout as they take us onto map point.
Super handy for a team like Sprout to be so proficient on one of the most played maps. And they're looking great. However, this tactical timeout from GODSENT is on the back of their money situation. Look at that, Mac. It's awful. Awful.
Yeah.
They
In
have
the bin.
5 map points to try and bring it into OT. And they're doing it on a shoestring budget.
Although a budget we've seen work for them. No one really having any crazy forward spawns, but we'll see if GODSENT try to change the pace here.
Interesting, though. Dumer hasn't bought yet. Taco, not aware that maybe he could drop a flash or two over to his teammates who are somewhat light on utility. Still got 550 in the bank.
That being said, he could be sending the Mac 10s in, so
True.
they're all looking different directions. We'll see if Taco just tries to sell a fake at mid with the B bust from the rest of the boys.
Here we go. Just that fast push through the utility. They're going to have to beat it out. Taking some... Oh, that's so much damage from the utility of Sprout, and this is looking bad, Mac.
Oh, a risky play from GODSENT that could be crumbling down. Bomb now down at the top of ramp, and Phelps, he's going to get smacked through the smoke as well, K. He's on for the ace. He wants to close out the festivities here on Ancient, and Taco again. He made the call. He sold the fake. However, Sprout, they stood in GODSENT's way. And Taco, man's about to crumble. However, finds the timing onto Riles. And how does Sprout react here? It's by aggression, clearing out lane. K needs that info play to work, but a solid setup here in Cave is not what Taco wants to walk into. Back spotted, spam through, and K will close us out for map number 1. Sprout starting off the upset with a map W.